Trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Please remember to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Now, Trackies, with that said, I do apologize for the audio issues that I experienced yesterday during recording the Sharika video because I didn't realize until after the fact, during editing actually, is when I realized the issue and there was nothing I could do about it at that moment. And yes, I did contemplate re-recording the video, but Trackies, sometimes it's hard to re-record the magic because I am talking off the top of my head most of the time. So for me to get that back again, it's never going to be the same thing again, if you get what I'm saying. So with that said, Trackies, I'm hoping the audio doesn't mess with this video today. So Shelly and Fraser Price, the magnificent Shelly and Fraser Price, and of course in the sport of track and field at this moment, Shelly and Fraser Price is legendary. There is nothing left for her to prove in the sport, as it relates to her status going forward. It's already cemented in stone. This woman is phenomenal. I'm talking about a 16-time, medalist over the world in the World Championships, and 10 of which are gold medalists, and of course an 8-time medalist as well at the Olympic Games, 3 of which are gold medals. Now, with that said, track is clearly based on this CV or this resume, Trackies, Shelly and Fraser Price, hands down, is legendary at this particular point in the sport, especially when you talk about the amount of years that she spent in the sport as well. Hands down, one of the greatest to ever do it. Now, with that said, Trackies, this Shelly and Fraser Price, legendary woman, entered 2023 again to defend her 100-meter world title. Yes, she won in 2022, right? And of course, she came back in 2023 to defend her title. But track is, for me, going into 2023, I was like, listen, Shelly and Fraser Price clearly has a target on her back. I mean, the woman that has dipped below 10.7. Think about it, a whole 9 times. Yes, she's clocked 9 times below 10.7. Ridiculous, right, Tracky? So that woman, for me personally, had a bull's eye on her back. And it would be imperative or important for her not to allow her competition to get the better of her by, in my opinion, showing her hand to them, right? Now, we've seen in previous instances where Shelly and Fraser Price being in a race, how she executes her race literally assists most, if not all, the athletes to perform much better than they typically would in the race. So for me, going into 2023, I was like, look here, this Shelly and Fraser Price is not going to be a Shelly and Fraser Price that will be running against any and anybody come next season, because she has to hide her hand from the likes of a Sharika, sha'carri, and of course, if Elaine would turned up in good shape, her as well. Now, track is, so when it came to her opening her season, I wasn't really surprised because in the back of my mind, I already clocked it to say, Shelly not gonna really show her hand to these people. But little did I know that, this injury was as serious as it, turned out to be, towards the end of the season. But anyway, she pulled out from opening her season. And I'm like, all right, Shelly, go on, hide your hand. I see what's going on here. But with that said, Tracky, she eventually opened her season at the national championships and she ran a 200 meters, which for me personally, which is a bend. And again, we've been hearing about her knee problem. So for me, again, that wouldn't be the typical race you would open your season with if you're concerned about your knee. So again, for me, I was like, Shelly's playing my games with us, but that's fine because at the end of the day, track is whatever you have to do to win. You know what I mean? You have to do that to win, in my opinion. So I take no problems with that. Again, my thought process clearly, which was wrong, but it doesn't matter. That was my thought process, right? So eventually she did open her 100 meters season, and she opened it clocking a 10.82 and a 10.83. But what stuck out like a sore thumb to everybody was that Shelly's magnificent bullet start, one that we've come to appreciate over her long career. I mean, think about it. She went from pocket rocket to mommy rocket, and the reason is because of her bullet start. That bullet start was missing, nowhere to be found, trackies. Now, on one hand, I did say, look here, she could be saving that bullet start, for the opportune moment at the World Championships to strike everybody dead, you know what I mean, again, and defend her title. Because think about it, again, most of the people she's running against, a Sharika and also, Elaine plus a sha'carri, they also have fabulous top end speed. So in my opinion, she could be potentially working on, that top end, that last part of her race, since, pretty much if she's ready, as long as she's good, she can can execute that, bullet start, no issues there. But on the other hand, I did say, look here, if there really is a knee issue and she has one pop in that knee, then better save that one pop, for the world championships. Well, yeah, the world championships comes around, trackies, and in the semifinals is when the sudden realization hit me that that start is not starting. Definitely in the semifinal is when it hit me. So moving on from the semifinal, she went on to, the finals, and she won for herself a bronze medal. Track is 36 years old. Shelly Fraser Price walks away with another medal at the World Championships, bronze on an injury. Track is, and when we looked at the field, we're talking about athletes that were clocking 10.7s all season. And the 1:10.7 that Shelly had in her legs, she came and she delivered it at the right time, 10.77 seconds to win a bronze medal. There was no Talu there. You know what I mean? Sha'carri ended up taking the win, and of course, Sherika was there for a second. But Shelly and Fraser Price yet again defied all the odds that were stacked against her. Because when I looked at the semifinal, I said, Jesus, help me, because when I looked at the field, there were three particular athletes that could chump her and place her in fourth. And if Talu, ran any better than she did, or run how she was running all season, then she could have pushed out Shelly. But again, Shelly always turns up when it matters the most, and she ran a phenomenal race and walked away with a bronze medal, to boot. And of course, she went on to the relays, and then she also won a silver medal there. But check is, the injury returned. For Shelly and Fraser Price, her knee blew out again. And for me, it was a struggle. I don't really want to spend too much time talking about this particular issue because it always makes me get emotional. But still, thinking about it, it finally dawned on me that, you know what? Shelly is actually 36 at this point. You know what I mean? And is it finally time for me to start to slowly let go and, to the eventuality that next year is really the season when Shelly and Fraser Price is going to retire? Trackies, I'm not going to lie. Most of my, track and field life I've spent watching Shelly and Fraser Price. I don't know what track is going to be like without her. You know what I mean? It's really, really weird. But yeah, next year is going to be, a year where she's 37, challenging again for a medal at the Olympic Games. And it has dawned on me, as I said, that at this particular point in time, when I look at the field that she's going up against, we're talking about the same Talus, the same Sha'carris, and of course the same Sharikas, but these athletes will be potentially be better than they were the year before. Track is, and of course, we are hoping to see Elaine Thompson here based on this 10.79 that she dropped at the end of the season. We're hoping to see Elaine Thompson here also come back and be in the thick of things. Then you have the young guns, also the Julian Alfreds, that are coming up. Plus, you think about also the ones that have always been there. Dina Asher Smith, will they be getting any better come next season? Again, Shelly will be 1 year older. What will happen for her in that Olympic year? Honestly, track is, when I've started this whole track analysis thing, way back, my sister and I, she always said something to me, even before I, conceptualized any thoughts as it relates to what I thought about Shelly and Fraser Price entering into the race. The first thing that popped out of her mouth was, never count out Shelly. Never count out Shelly. Looking around at her like, who was going to count out Shelly? You know what I mean? But at this particular point, looking at this eventuality trackies and looking at the field that she'll be coming up against in 2024, the first thing that pops out of my mouth is never, or it pops into my mind is never count out Shelly. So yes, I'm looking at that stacked field, but Shelly has a way to turn up when it matters most and deliver her absolute best and walk away with a medal. I can only remember 1 year Shelly not medaling, and that it was, individually that is, and that was 2011 trackies, and she still turned up and she still ran fourth, after having injuries as well. So trackies, for me going into 2024, yes, I think about the fact that she's, currently recovering from an injury. Yes, we also did hear that, it wasn't that serious, so that is good. You know what I mean? So heading into 2024, but thinking about, the injury issues, plus also the fact that she's 1 year older, will make you start to step back and say, all right, maybe Shelly's time has come to an end. But for me personally, I'm like, never ever count out Shelly. This woman knows how to win and will turn up in 2024, I believe, and also be a winner, trackies. And winner doesn't necessarily mean, obviously, first, clearly. I believe one through three, 1, 2, 3, gold, silver, bronze, you are a winner, right? So I believe that she definitely will turn up 2024. It's the year that she's going to be retiring as well. So I definitely think she turns up next year to go up with an absolute bang and remind the world that yes, I was here and I'm legendary. Now, with that said, trackies, sound off in the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. Do you think it's time to start counting out Shelly? You know what I mean? When you think about 2024, are you like me that will never count out Shelly? Like the video and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.